we were just in this situation where we had heaps of customers who wanted to buy and nothing to sell. So it was a matter of deciding, do we just shut down when we've got this amazing business, or do we be brave and step up and purchase our own facility?
Hi, I'm Megan Dalbrello, the founder of We Are Emerson. On this episode of the Female Founders Playbook, we're chatting with Lisa Munro, an Australian entrepreneur and founder of Happy Tummies and Free From Family Co., two leading e-com brands in the allergy-friendly food space. One of the key turning points in Lisa's journey was building beyond retail, creating their own products. The shift from being just an online store selling others' brands to investing in their own warehouse, setting up a commercial kitchen and creating unique products that didn't exist in the Australian market. This step really changed Lisa's business model and allowed more innovation and margin. So let's get to it. Hope you enjoyed this chat we had with Lisa. Lisa, welcome. Very excited to talk to you today. Before we dive into the impressive growth of Happy Tummies, let's start at the very beginning. So you mentioned your business was born out of your own family's experience with food allergies.
That's right.
Can you take us back to that moment and, what specific frustrations or gaps was it that you saw that really sparked the idea?
Yeah, I've got a son with multiple food allergies, and he's got a condition called eosinophilic esophagitis. So when he was little, he had to go off so many foods, and I didn't even know anyone else who had kids with food allergies, but my son couldn't have wheat, dairy, any nuts, soy, rice, fish, beef, like the list went, sesame, it went on and on. There were so many things. I couldn't buy anything he could just eat at all. And it was really hard. We were under a gastroenterologist and an allergist. They weren't very helpful, honestly. And when they sent me to a dietitian, they couldn't really help either. No one could tell me where to buy things I needed. And I couldn't even at the time get raw ingredients I needed, like potato starch. And when you're gluten-free, that's a really basic ingredient you use, but it just wasn't available easily then in Perth here. And so that's when I decided that it was about time someone did something to make life easier for families with food allergies. And that's why I decided to start Happy Tummies. So yeah, it was really in the beginning just all about helping other families like mine.
Yeah. And so in today's, instance, can you explain Happy Tummies?
Yeah, so we're like Coles, but for people with food allergies. So we're like online only, but we've got a really wide range of food people can purchase if they've got food allergies or food intolerances. And we have a filter on our website that makes it easy for them to find things. A lot of our customers struggle with label reading. So rather than go to the supermarket and have to pick up every single label, they can just use our filter and it will take away products their kids can't eat, which saves a lot of time. And then we deliver it to our door. I find also a lot of our customers struggle with not being able to get everything they need in the one shop. So they spend a lot of time shopping because they might go to Coles for this product, or Woolworths for that one, IGA for this one. So they're not like regular shoppers that can just run into Aldi and grab some stuff. They need to really think about what they purchase. So we try to stock a wide range so we save them time.
And how long has Happy Tummies been around for now?
It's been around about 12 and a half years now, so quite a long time. And what we sell has changed a lot over that time too. So in the beginning, we used to just sell a lot of flour and sort of raw ingredients, but over time, as those products have become more easily accessible in supermarkets, I don't focus so much on those. We focus now on treats so that kids don't feel like they're missing out at special times. So Christmas and Easter are really big for us, where we do advent calendars and Easter eggs and things like that. We've got our own range of products now, which means I can fill gaps in the market that aren't being met. Lots of the products are made by vegans or people who don't really understand what kids want. So
yeah. And so would you say the evolution of Happy Tummies is really being driven by your customers and, you know, their pain points or their needs?
Yeah, definitely. What the customer needs is really important to me. And I've got really good at knowing what products will sell and what won't too. So I don't, sometimes I'll have people come to me who are making this amazing coffee drink that they say, well, it's gluten, it's vegan, it meets your criteria. But really, my business is there to serve families who are shopping for kids. Of course, I help everyone, but my focus is a mum who's got kids with multiple food allergies. And I'm not excluding the dads, but I really don't get many dads shopping on my website. It's the mums doing it. I'm just stocking products that kids would want to eat.
And is that part intuition, do you think, about you being really good at, you know, uncovering products that they really would want?
Yeah, I think for the products, it is definitely. I try to look for products too that are sort of cleaner products. So I might be selling, you know, chocolate and lollies and things like that, but I'm really careful about what I stock in terms of it being a good quality that I would be happy for my own kids to have. And my customers' kids aren't eating lollies and treats every day. It's just so when they go to a party, they can get a party bag that's got some treats in it so they don't feel like they're missing out. So we just focus on quality, kind of less is more, and make sure it's as good as we can provide.
You've highlighted that moving into your own warehouse and creating your own products was a massive needle mover. So you also have Free From Family Co.
We do, yes. Yeah, so we started our own brand about 3.5 years ago now. I suppose in the back of my mind, I always knew I needed to do it because we are a reseller of other people's brands. There's not as much margin in it. And especially in food, there's really not any margin in selling other people's brands. And there's added costs with an e-commerce store, like the cost of all the tech behind the scenes people don't see, all the apps and the website and things that run everything, and the cost of the shipping too. The shipping is a huge expense. So we needed some products that had more margin. And it's also, as I said before, about filling gaps in the market that I didn't feel were being met by some of the suppliers I have. So I guess it was just after COVID, we decided to do it because we had no product to sell. During COVID, we were so busy. My husband was homeschooling the kids during the day because I was busy at work. And then when I got home, I said to him, okay, let's have dinner and you need to come back to work and help me pack orders. So we were packing orders at night as well. But then there was no product left to sell because all of the product in Australia had sold and nothing was being imported. So we were just in this situation where we had heaps of customers who wanted to buy and nothing to sell. So it was a matter of deciding, do we just shut down when we've got this amazing business, or do we be brave and step up and purchase our own facility? And we didn't want to start manufacturing our own product in a shared kitchen or something that had allergens in it. So we built a brand new council approved facility that's never had any gluten or nuts or dairy or eggs in it.
Yeah. And, you know, that would have really been one of those tipping points, right? Do you keep going down, like you said, the same path and potentially have your business close, or do you take on, which would be a huge financial risk?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So how did what did that internal conversation look like? Because I know a lot of people would go, no, not going to do it. That's too risky for me. But, you know, there's obviously, and you can see from your outcome, a really big reward at the end of it by doing that and creating your own allergy-friendly products.
Yeah, I suppose I'm lucky I've got an amazing partner and he backs me 100%. So I think that helps a lot. When we first discussed it, he was like, I think that's a great idea. Let's just do it. And we had enough in our super funds that we could create a new self-managed share fund. So now our super fund owns our facility and we rent it back. So it's really great because we're not handing all that rent out to someone else. So it works really well for us personally as well. But he's been amazing in supporting my business growth because he believes in what we're doing. But yeah, it was a bit scary at first, particularly the building we bought was really run down. There was nothing else to buy and we had to do a complete renovation on it first. So it was a lot.
Yeah, I guess though you know, blank canvas, you can build it and fit it out for your exact needs.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, the only things that are the same on the building now are the bricks and the windows. We even put a new roof on it. It needed everything redoing.
Yeah. So, you know, you make it sound clear cut, need a warehouse, gonna buy one, bought one, renovated it, off we go. But in there, you also have to create your products, right? So going from, I guess, a reseller of products to food production is a really big operational leap. So beyond that physical space of just buying the warehouse, what were the biggest challenges in actually creating your own products?
Yeah, it's been a lot, Megan. I had to learn a lot. I had to learn about how to create a nutrition panel, and I have no background in food. I've got a psychology degree, so this was all new to me. The biggest issue I had actually was making the chocolate. So we buy chocolate by the pallet and we make it into Rocky Road and chocolate bars and little bears that kids would like, things like that. And I just thought, oh, how hard can it be? I've melted chocolate into molds heaps of times. So I bought all these really expensive chocolate molds and I bought a whole pallet of chocolate, and then I was like, doesn't work. I just can't do this. And I spent so much time. My husband's like, I don't think you're doing it right. I'll come and help you. He came down one day. We're like, no, it still doesn't work. We tried and tried. We just couldn't get it to work. So the first Easter, I made these little solid eggs and I ended up scrapping all the fancy chocolate molds I bought. And I made little solid eggs in silicone molds I just bought on Temu because that would work. And then I got lucky. I had another chocolatier who's in the area had someone contact her looking for work, and I'd reached out to this chocolatier. She's actually in your network, and she said, I can't help you, Lisa. I don't have time to help you, but if anything comes up, I'll let you know. And then when this young French girl who was traveling contacted her, she didn't have work for her, but she gave her my details. So then this young woman who was traveling contacted me. She came in, we met, and she worked for me for probably 8 months. She was just amazing. She could get the chocolate to work. It just worked for her because she had been working in France and Switzerland as a chocolatier for a few years. And she found it exciting too because she hadn't worked with vegan chocolate before. So yeah, she worked out how to do it all, and then before she left, she's trained someone else for me. So I've got someone else now that makes it all for me. So yeah, we do lots of exciting stuff with chocolate.
So everything aligned. Like, how good is that?
It was just so good. Sometimes things just happen for a reason, don't they? So
they do. And the reason you started doing chocolate was because you had put an order in, right? Like for Easter, and it hadn't, or was it Christmas and it hadn't arrived in time, or was it going to arrive?
It happens all the time, and every year, every Christmas and every Easter, it's a disaster. Some years it doesn't show up at all. I've had that happen twice for Easter where we just had nothing to sell. That was one of the years where I made my own things. I was like, I've got nothing else to sell families and they need something. I'm going to have to do something. So yeah, that's one of the reasons we started doing our own chocolate. Here for Christmas, for the first time ever, I found another way to get it, and it's coming direct to me from England. So that'll be good.
With ordering products, like obviously with Happy Tummies being a reseller and, you know, the chocolate or Christmas products and Easter, how far in advance do you actually have to order those?
Yeah, it's quite a while. So I'm doing Easter orders now for next year. The Christmas stock will arrive soon. That was ordered probably at Easter. So yeah, it's quite a long time in advance, and obviously once they're sold, that's it. I can't get any more, so I need to plan really carefully how much I'll order. I want it to sell out, but I don't want it to sell out too soon, so it's like a fine line.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't think people probably realize about how much planning actually goes in when you have, e-com and products. The ordering process behind it. You can't just order, a couple of weeks before Christmas and expect it to get there.
That's right. Fortunately, when I very first started the business 12 years ago, I started a spreadsheet and I recorded what I ordered for Christmas and Easter that very first year, and I still use that spreadsheet. So every year I just pull up my Christmas and Easter spreadsheet, and I always make sure I fill it in what I ordered, because then when I come back the next year, I can just look at what our growth is and just apply a multiple to it and know that what I order will be right. So
what other products does Free From Family Co. create?
We've got probably the product we sell the most of is actually lollies. So we buy them by the pallet and we repackage them into nice retail size packs. We sell heaps of them, and they're gluten-free, they're vegan, and they're naturally coloured, and they're made here in Australia, which is really nice. Most of the gluten-free lollies are made in China, so ours are really nice quality and local. And we also have got a range of baking mixes. So I've just been busy in the last few weeks reformulating those. We were buying a flour from someone else that made like a flour blend, but she's been really difficult to manage. So I've decided I would get rid of the middleman, and I created my own flour blend, and we've just redone all of those. So yeah.
Wow, that's product development and expansion there, right there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite.
When you first said it's Happy Tummies is like Coles, right? It is almost a Free From Family Co. Is Coles have developed their own brand.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
Exactly
so
right.
Kind of taking on that too. Looking back, when you did buy the warehouse and decided to do your own brand, was there anything you would have done differently during that transition?
I don't think so, really. It went quite smoothly. It took a lot longer than I thought to do our own brand. So that's the main thing, I think, especially with planning for Christmas products and Easter products. I thought it would be easy when I first got going, but when you do your own product, it's actually so much more work than I imagined. So I suppose the only mistake I made was taking too long to get started. I should have started all that earlier. So I think planning for promotions and seasonal things, it really does take a lot of planning.
Yeah, I can imagine it would. Sometimes I reckon that ignorance is bliss when you're doing something new, right? Because you can kind of do it your own way as well and not get bogged down in what the others or the experts are telling you specifically to do, so it can kind of come out a bit more unique, which I love.
How
do you actually manage the two brands so they don't cannibalize each other?
I don't put a lot of marketing spend behind Free From Family Co. Really, Happy Tummies is the main seller of that brand. And there's a good reason why I've got two brands. I could have just done it under Happy Tummies, but I'm starting wholesale should be only in a few weeks, actually. That's taken a really long time to get going, but I've got a contract manufacturer I'm working with, and they're going to be making some product for me in Melbourne. And I want my competitors to stock my brand. And so if I branded it Happy Tummies, there's no way they would stock my brand. So I developed a new brand so that I wouldn't need to worry about that. It falls, Happy Tummies is a reseller of Free From Family Co. Like they would be a reseller too. So I'm hoping the products will get picked up Australia-wide in health food shops and IGAs quite easily. So
it's a great expansion plan there. So looking at, I guess, the growth of your business, and from when you first started, and you said you don't have a background in food or anything like that, you've said a key strategy that you've credited for your success is consistently investing in like mentoring and coaching. Now, I know a lot of founders feel like they just sort of do it as a once off, or they don't have, the time or the money to spare. Why do you choose to prioritize this?
I do, even when I don't have the money to spare, I just find it. I do less of something else because I feel like it gets me where I need to go faster. And in the old days, probably the first coaching program I did was a year-long one, and I was about 3 years in then. And when I first started it, the first month, I thought, no wonder this is going nowhere. I just had no idea.
Yeah.
I'd done marketing at uni too, but it's different running your own business, and you don't know what you don't know. So it wasn't until I started investing in coaching that I really understood that you just get there faster. So
Yep.
yeah,
I find, I have a marketing background as well, and I have always found it way easier to do marketing for other people's businesses rather than my own. Like, you can really see when you look at them, yes, this is your ideal client. This is where you should position yourself. You kind of get caught in this fog sometimes with your own, like this paralysis, right, of what to do.
Exactly. And even a couple of years ago, I didn't feel like there was anything I really wanted to work on. So I just reached out to someone who was in e-commerce, and she was one step further ahead than me. And I just used to catch up with her once a month. I paid her so that I could spend the whole hour talking about me. And she just listened to what I had to say and gave me her opinion. And even that, I suppose it kind of was coaching, but even that, having a sounding board, someone who was doing the same thing as me, that made a huge difference too. So I definitely think that coaching helps a lot.
Oh yeah, I think no matter where you're at in business, you always need to invest in some type of, personal development, increase your capability in business as well. Talk to people that are further ahead than you, have some type of advisory. And the big difference though, and what I see with you doing it, is you also do the execution part. So people can sometimes get too caught up in learning and completely forget the execution part.
Yeah, I only do one thing at a time. So I would never do two sort of programs at a time or anything. I just do one, and I do it well, and I do all the homework. And I learned that with someone else I was doing once. He said, when you do a coaching program, you should try to be the best student in the room. And that's what I try to do. That stuck with me.
Yeah, well, you're paying money, you want return on investment, right?
That's right.
It comes down to the founder actually implementing what they learn too. But I really like how you focus on one thing at a time, because we're in business for a long time. Like, it is a marathon, not a sprint, and working and having that focus on key areas can have a really big impact, and probably what you've seen with growth as well, instead of trying to do it all at once.
That's right. I think when you're doing lots of things at once, you don't do anything well. But if you just focus on one thing, so I did a Google Ads course once. So all I did for 6 months, I just focused on Google Ads every day. That was all I did, and I got really good at that. And then last year I did team building. So then that's all I did for 6 months. And now this year I've got an amazing team. They're so good. The warehouse is running so well. But if I hadn't invested in that coaching, I was still being pushed around by staff that I'm not very. No, that's right. Yeah. So
and I do think when it comes to particular areas, especially around marketing, right, I always think it's really wise for the founder to get an understanding of that area, like Google Ads, because then if they go to outsource it or get someone on board, you need to know what they're doing is right, or they're doing it correctly.
Exactly. I haven't outsourced any other marketing, but I have just got someone helping me do my Google Ads in the last few months, because there's so many changes all the time. I'm kind of at the point where I think, I think I'm better to just pay someone else now to keep on top of that. But because I really learned how to do it so well, she can do that, and I know that what she's doing is really good. So yeah,
Yeah, I think that's really key for founders.
Mm.
How do you actually identify like a knowledge gap in yourself or the business? And once you, I guess, see it or realize, what's the process in finding the right sort of expert or mentor or program to help you with it?
I usually just keep an eye out for sort of programs, and I'll even bookmark them, courses that I might like to do, even if I don't want to do it at the time. And I try to follow podcasts and people on Instagram and things like that, so I can see what's going on. And I guess if a problem comes up, then that's when I look at it. So as I said last year with the team building, my team was growing and I just really needed some skills around managing people better. I wasn't very good at it. I'm a bit weak. And so no, not now. I have systems and processes around things so I can still be kind, because I want to be a kind business owner, but I don't get pushed around like I used to. So that's good. I suppose I just keep my eye out for what's available, or speak to other business owners about what they've done that's good, and that's how I find things that will be beneficial and that I'll get a return on. There's no point doing things for fun. I need to get a return on it.
Yeah, that's right. Now you said your team grew last year. How many people do you have employed now?
I've got about 10. So I've got some staff that pick and pack for me, and I've got a full-time VA in the Philippines, and then it's mainly just casual. So I've got someone who makes the chocolate for me, and they don't all work full-time, but I've got a warehouse manager who runs a warehouse, and then I've got someone that's actually just put on a new role that does a combination of helping me do stock ordering and managing stock and customer service, which seems like a weird couple of things to put together. But for my business, a lot of the customer service is, when's this product in? When's that coming? So if the person doing the customer service knows when all the stock's coming in, they go hand in hand. So that's working really well.
Yeah. So as you've scaled, you've obviously intentionally wanted to build, a company culture that makes your team really feel like, I guess, family and is enjoyable to work around as well.
I've got some really nice people that work for me. They're amazing. And I just went away a few weeks ago with my family for 3 weeks, and I thought, I've never left the business where I've left it running while I've been away. And I thought, I wonder what's going to be on my desk when I get in. All I did was the pay run for 3 weeks, and that was it. And when I got back, they were so proud of themselves. They tried so hard, and my desk was clear, Megan. There was nothing on it. And I got in that day and I thought, what am I going to do? But I think it's because the staff, the team is so good that everyone looks after each other. And they've just done all that for me. It was amazing.
Yeah, that would be an amazing feeling, because I know a lot of people dread, like, I can't go on holiday, I've got my business. But, that would be a testament to all the systems and processes that you've put in place as well, which is critical for when you scale. So I guess there's more holidays on the horizon.
Definitely.
When you look back on your journey, what is the relationship between, the financial success of the business and the personal fulfillment that you actually get from seeing, the impact it has? Because it has a big impact on families that obviously have children or themselves have food allergies.
Honestly, I don't make a heap of money out of this business, Megan. We turn over quite a lot now, but we still don't make a lot of money. I make enough to pay myself and to pay my staff really well, but I don't make a lot of money, and it doesn't really matter to me. I didn't start this business to make lots of money. I always think at the end I'll get my payday. One day I'll sell it when I'm ready to retire. But I didn't do it for that. So as long as I'm still making enough money to pay myself, and I've got lots of really happy little kids that are enjoying our products, I'm happy.
For, I guess, founders that are kind of stuck, right? They might be feeling stuck or on the verge of a big decision. Have you got any advice for them, or, a mindset shift that has served you best on your journey?
Probably the biggest mindset change is that not everything has to be perfect at the start. So I don't do everything perfect. Sometimes I'll do things a bit scrappy and I think, oh, I'm just going to test this. And if it's a
Yeah.
bit scrappy, it doesn't really matter. I'm still using white pouches that I print out labels and stick them on for my baking mixes. My labels look a bit better now. And I do have a nice label printer, but I haven't invested in fancy printed pouches yet. I feel like you don't have to have everything perfect. And if you can make a quick decision, that helps too. I don't like to dwell on things for too long. I just make a decision and I move forward. And if I fail fast and I learn from that and I move on. So
yeah, I think that's really important is, you need to actually try things also to see if they're going to work. You're not going to find out otherwise. And if you fail, pick yourself up and move on and learn from it.
Yeah, I try a lot. of new things and a lot of things don't work. And I used to often laugh. I had this competitor that closed down last year and they used to copy everything I did. And I'd go, oh, that's so annoying. They're copying that. And then I think, oh, it didn't work anyway. Good luck to them.
What are you most proud of over your journey?
I think I'm proud how long we've been running, actually. It's been quite a long time, 12 years. And I've done that while I've had little kids. I've been the primary caregiver. My husband worked FIFO and I've done the business around the kids. I've been to every single assembly, every swimming lesson, and it was often hard. I used to have to say to myself, I'd sit in assembly and I'd think, I don't have time to be sitting through this. And then I'd think, I need to think about it differently and think I actually get to do this. And lots of mums don't get to do this. And I do while I'm running a business. So I'm pretty proud as I get to the end of doing that for my kids that I've done all that. My kids know I was there for everything. I was there after school and I might have had to work till midnight because I went to the assembly and went and helped do the reading at school or whatever, but I did it all. So yeah, I'm proud of that.
Well, that's good to hear. That validates. That's what a lot of us I feel as well, right?
I heard something interesting one day in a podcast and a lady was talking about family and business like she was juggling balls. She was saying, just remember that your business is a rubber ball and it will bounce, but your family is glass and it won't. And so I thought that's a really good way to think about things. So even though I do work a lot, I always try to put my family first.
What's next for Happy Tummies? What do you want to do next?
We've got a wholesale range launching in a few weeks. So they're being made in Melbourne. I found an amazing contract manufacturer who's got a completely gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free and vegan facility. So he's making some spreads for me. So we're doing a peanut butter replacement spread, a Nutella replacement spread, and I'm hoping he's going to do me a gluten-free Biscoff spread for Christmas. That's my plan. And we've been making a gluten-free Milo replacement in our kitchen ourselves, but we sell so much of it. It's time to move that to contract manufacture. So he's going to be doing that too, and we'll wholesale that as well. So it's taken a really long time to get there. So I'm excited for that to start.
Yeah. And I think that's another key takeaway, right? It does take time to do these things. You can't do it all at once. And, if you started developing all your products at once, it would be a disaster. You just kind of, keep innovating and
That's right. That's right. And not everything's worked either. There's some new products I've added and I thought, oh, no one wanted that. I thought that would be really great. But even when I ask customers, even when you ask them and you think they want something, you don't know until it's time for them to pay for it, if they'll actually pay for it. So it's been interesting.
Yeah. What can you give us an example of one of the products?
Oh, I did a range of skincare. I surveyed my customers. I did lots of work. It took me a long time for someone to make it. And I just did a small product run. It took a long time to find someone that would do a small amount. Just hasn't sold. So I'm currently giving it away. I just need it gone. So that's a good, but it was a good test. It's all right. I spent about $5,000. And that was a complete fail. I should have gone for lots of massages or a holiday instead, but never mind.
but you would never have known if you didn't try,
No,
right?
that's right. Exactly.
I guess that's where you find that true product market fit is when people actually buy it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
As we wrap up, Lisa, is there any advice that you can give to female founders out there that might be, in the dredges of trying to scale their businesses?
Probably just the main advice is to invest in yourself and look after yourself too, because the business can't run without you and your family can't run without you either. So yeah, look after yourself. I have to work on that too. I'm not amazing at that, but I try.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your time with us, Lisa from Happy Tummies.
Thanks, Megan.
And that wraps up our chat with Lisa, which we hope you found insightful. To delve further into the strategies that played a key role in the growth of Lisa's company, Happy Tummies and Free From Family Co., we've distilled our chat into an action-packed playbook. You'll find the link to it in the show notes. We'll see you soon.